he says this, when I say of Cyrus, he is my shepherd, he will certainly do as I say. He will command, rebuild Jerusalem. He will say, restore the temple. Pause. If you were to go back into human history, the king of Persia issues a decree that all the Jews were to go back into their town and rebuild. And get this, the Persians paid the bill. Is that all you got? The Persians paid the bill. Now listen to this. The historical records read from Ezra. Now Ezra comes hundreds of years later, and he's recounting the beginning of his ministry. Listen to this. Ezra, the great prophet, he says this, and you who are his people may go to Jerusalem in Judah to rebuild the temple of the Lord. He gets permission. Ezra and Nehemiah, they're given permission to go back into Jerusalem to rebuild. By who? Cyrus the Great. And God says to Cyrus, oh, you think you're all that in a bag of chips. You're my pawn. I have a plan. I have an idea. And you're going to carry it out for me. And the people, when Isaiah was first saying this, they're like going, you crazy, man. Because listen, they're looking at the temple that Solomon built. One of the greatest building projects in the history of the world. One of the greatest works in the history of the world. They're looking at it, and Isaiah's saying, this is all going to be destroyed. And they're going, are you crazy? It's already stood for 400 years at Isaiah's point. And Isaiah says it's all going to be destroyed. And one day the people are going to come back and rebuild it. And they're like, why do we got to rebuild it? It's perfectly fine the way it is now. And Isaiah says, you don't get it at all. It's all going to go away. But God one day will raise up a man named Cyrus, and he's going to pay the bill to have it rebuilt. And you can go to Israel right now, and you can still see part of the rebuilt walls of the temple that King Cyrus had rebuilt. I'm just saying it's a little bit freaky. That's all. I'm just saying. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? This is an amazing, at least to me, I'm thinking, when I read this, I go, huh. I mean, if you come into this place and you're going, I'm not really sure that this whole Bible thing has got any truth to it at all, you at least got to go, huh, really? That's really in there. Yeah, let me read more to you. Listen, turn to the very next chapter, chapter 45. Listen to this, starting in verse 1. This is amazing. This is what the Lord says to Cyrus, his anointed one. Remember, he says, I picked Cyrus. He's going to do what I want, whether he likes it or not. He thinks he's ruling the world, but I'm actually ruling him. And this is 200 years in advance. Listen to this. Whose right hand he will empower. Remember, Cyrus isn't even born at this time. There are no Persians at this time. There's no Persian empire at this time. But it says this, before him, mighty kings will be paralyzed with fear. Their fortress gates will be opened, never to shut again. He's talking about Babylon, right? This is what the Lord says. I will go before you, King Cyrus, and level the mountains. I will smash down the gates of bronze and cut through her bars of iron. And I will give you treasures hidden in the darkness, secret riches. Listen, the ancient city of Babylon, like I said, there were these massive gates. And when you came up to this city, it looked like a mountain, insurmountable. And Isaiah says, there's going to come a day that mountain's going to fall, and you, Cyrus, are going to be in the middle of it all. Those little iron gates that are keeping people out,